Om Shanti, good evening.
Om Shanti, good evening.
Om Shanti.
Om
Om
Shanti.
Shanti, good evening.
How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing?
Yeah, all good, Saurabh bhai. Hope your drive is going well.
Yeah. Enjoying. Yeah.
Great.
Are you in Pittsburgh, Simran bhai, or?
No, Saurabh bhai, I got back yesterday. Actually, yahin pe hi, back here, and looking forward to these cottage ke programs Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Excited. Saurabh bhai, you coming back Sunday?
Yeah. I'll come in.
Acha. Nice.
So, last few days, Baba has been talking about not to ask questions. I think last few weeks, this has been the theme. Baba's Murlis, like, Baba said, why to fly? And then last week, Baba said, in the dictionary of Brahmins, the question mark should not be there. And Baba even went on to say that in the computer of our intellect, we shouldn't have this matra or this mark. The question mark shouldn't be there. So today we thought कि हम थोड़ा इसको discuss करते हैं how to really develop a question-free mind. ऐसे तो हम सभी को पता ही है, and we're all practicing it. We're all on the same path. But the thought was today we'll get to discuss a little bit further, learn from one another. So that's why the theme we kept question-free mind. So in Hindi it's called जो बाबा ने संडे को भी कहा कि प्रश्न चित्त नहीं होना है. So चित्त is very interesting. It's like one is mind and the other is intellect, we know. And chitt is like, sometimes we can call it subconscious mind. It's like many times as we are going through our day, the subconscious mind is, we do feel it is always busy in, we'll say commenting about things, or even at times criticizing, or just simply questioning, any scene that comes up. So how to really, come out of that is what we'll try and discuss today. So if we look at this, is the slide visible too?
Yes.
Okay. So if we see this, this thought was coming. We often say, we shouldn't react, we should respond. And we all know that reaction basically is emotion driven. It's aggressive. It fuels disagreement. And on the other hand, response is well thought, calm, and helps resolve any conflict. And so if we go at the root of a reaction, it's always a question. If I'm not content, and Baba went on to say that discontentment is actually underlying question. If I'm not content, I'm discontent, and there is a question. And it could be any question, but I'm not comfortable with what has happened, what is happening, or what will happen. And somewhere there's a question around it. And that's why a reaction comes. So even before reaction, there is a question. And so if I feel that my mind, or my chit or memory track, is somewhere engaging in questioning, I should get careful, because it might then turn into a reaction. And on the other hand, Baba says full stop. Full stop is the opposite of question, where I've accepted everything the way it is. The mind is no longer going into expansion of things. And if you really see, it's like, we're all practicing this, ab kar jana hai, we all have to go home. And the real way, the real effort is to come into the essence, like putting a full stop. The more I ask a question, the more I'm going into detail or expansion. So this thinking of staying in the essence whilst working with the expansion is something that allows me to just easily respond to situations and not react. And this thought was coming, like, we all are on the spiritual journey. We're all trying to become viceless, nirvikari. And if we look at any vice, the root of any vice is again, and we were thinking a question, whenever there is a series of questions that come into mind, they often kind of, spin the head. The head starts spinning. It's like we lose control, we become confused. And in that state, that's where, the vices then begin to attack, or the Ravan begins to, kind of emerge. And if you look at any vice, say even anger, it's like once I have become discontent with something that has happened, and question is coming, why has this happened? And so then, aggravated reaction is in the form of anger. And so be it any other vice, attachment or greed, anything, ego, lust, any vice has a root in, if we say a question mark. So that's why, when Baba says not having question mark in dictionary is actually linked with our state of being viceless. On the other hand, putting a full stop, it's like getting rid of the different heads of Ravan. And that's why Ravan is symbolized as head, because head keeps questioning, and once I've put a full stop, I've removed that head. And even in meditation, when we sit to remember Baba, the more we use Gyan to be comfortable with whatever has happened, whatever is happening, and operate from a space of contentment, then automatically we're able to, just fly and be free. So vices arise from questions that bring the mind into upheaval. So one is Maya and one is Ravan. So Maya is, we all say, Maya is the secretary of Ravan. So Maya will create a question, and it also arises from doubt. It will create a question and doubt, and that's how it will begin, and then eventually it will, take the form of like a, like a proper vice, anger or attachment, ego, things like that. But it's like the very trigger when I feel there's a question or there's a sense of being, discontent, is when I need to catch myself. And so there are two ways to live life. One is to be content, which is being content in what you have. And the other is being discontent, or we say ambition, what you don't have. So what is pulling my attention is what I have or what I don't have. So in this moment, like मेरा ध्यान कहाँ जा रहा है? जो मेरे पास है उसमें जाता है, या जो मेरे पास नहीं है उसमें ज़्यादा जाता है. And quite often we see the underlying cause of a questioning mindset is that I'm not content with what is. Again, questioning is a good thing, but it has to be done in the right way. It's like, even Gyan has to be questioned so that I understand it better. And any innovation or research happens when I keep on questioning. So questioning is good, but if I question, in the wrong direction, then that's what leads to, like the depletion of soul energy. And so the underlying cause is basically I'm not content with what is. And there is a nice video about it. I don't know if you might have seen it earlier too. but I thought maybe we can just watch it again. I'll just play it in a minute. So I'll just share that video.
Story is for those people who are not satisfied with their life and consider others to be happier than them. To understand this story, watch till the end. Once upon a time, a raven was very unhappy with his life. One day he started crying while sitting on a branch of a tree. A monk was sitting on the tree. Just then a drop of the raven's tears fell on the monk's cheek. The monk raised his head and saw that a raven was crying. The monk asked him, "What's the matter, my friend? Why are you crying?" The raven said, "O wise one, I am very upset with my life. No one loves me, people shoo me away in disgrace. No one gives me anything to eat, everyone hates me. Death is better than such a life." Hearing the raven's word, monk's heart was filled with compassion. He said to the raven, "My friend, we should learn to be happy in whatever condition we are in." But the raven did not understand the wisdom of the monk and kept on crying. Then the monk said, "Don't be upset, tell me, what do you want to be? I can make you that with my mantra." Raven became happy and said, "O blessed one, if you want to do me a favor, then please make me a swan." The monk said, "Okay, I will make you a swan. But first, go to Swan and ask him whether he is happy with his life or not. You go and find out, till then I wait for you here." Raven happily flew away to meet Swan. He saw a swan swimming in a pond. He went to Swan and said, "How beautiful you are as white as milk. Everyone loves you, you must be the happiest bird in the world." Swan said to the raven with a sad heart, "No, my friend, I am not happy. There are so many beautiful colors in the world. But I don't have any color, white is a nothing color. I think parrot must be the happiest bird in the world. He is so colorful." Hearing this, the raven flew away from there and reached the parrot. He said to parrot, "O parrot, you are so colorful and beautiful. You must be the happiest bird in the world." The parrot said to the raven with a sad heart, "No, my friend, I am not happy. You see, people keep parrots in a cage. I am always afraid that someone may hold me and lock me in a cage. I think the peacock is the happiest bird in this world. He is also much more colorful than me." Hearing this, the raven flew around looking for a peacock. After searching for a long time, he finally got a peacock which was in a cage in a zoo. He saw that hundreds of people had gathered to see him. After the people left, the raven approached the peacock and said, "Dear peacock, you are so beautiful. Every day thousands of people come to see you. And look at me, when people see me, they immediately shoo me away. I think you must be the happiest bird on the planet." The peacock replied sadly. He said, "I always thought that I was the most beautiful and happy bird on the planet. But because of my beauty, I am entrapped in this zoo. When people pluck my colorful feathers to make decorative things, it hurts me a lot." The peacock took a deep sigh and said, "I am not happy, my friend." The raven was surprised to hear this from the peacock. He asked him, If you are not happy, then whom do you think is the happiest bird in the world? The peacock said, I have examined the zoo very carefully, and I have realized that you, the raven, are the only bird not kept in the cage. People don't try to catch you and entrap you in the cages. So for the past few days, I have been thinking that if I were a raven, I could happily roam everywhere and I would be free. Hearing this, the raven flew away from there. And today, for the first time, he was feeling happy to be a raven. He came back to that sage and said, O wise one, I do not want to be anything else. I am fine what I am. If you see our lives, we will find that this is our problem too. We make necessary comparison with others and then become sad and curse ourselves. We don't tell you what we have, and this all leads to vicious cycles of unhappiness. You should learn to be happy in what you have instead of looking at what you don't have. There will always be someone who will have more or less than you have. If you keep comparing yourself to others, you will never be able to be happy. A person who is satisfied with what he or she has is the happiest person in the world. This is Buddha bless you with inspirational stories. Thanks for watching, and always
Shanti. Yeah, so there was a simple story, but meaningful in that we always look for something that we don't have, and that's where like a question always arises. The more my attention goes outside, I am more prone to just being in that questioning kind of frame of mind. Does it make sense, the video? Does it kind of resonate with everyone?
Yeah, so very nice. We always like to say the grass is, greener on the other side. It's
Yeah.
almost like that. Yeah. I did have a question, Saurabh, actually related to this. So we can wait towards the end. But I was wondering, on the one hand, yes, the mind has to be trained that we have to be putting a full stop and be happy with what we have. And at the same time, somebody might question that otherwise, how will growth and innovation happen if we, remain contented with what we have? So do you think we can have a situation where we are progressing also, but at the same time, the mind is very, content with the situation?
Yeah, that's so true. And I feel that's a very important question that you have brought up, Sunday. And what I've felt is the more I operate from a space that is filled with contentment, then it actually enhances the productivity, it enhances the efficiency, and then there is a better chance of excelling in whatever we are doing. And the more we excel, the more actually we are anyways progressing.
Right.
Because these feelings or emotions of being discontent actually harm our productivity in a negative way. That's what I've seen in my experience.
Yeah, very interesting. So while we might continue, while we are striving to get better at what we are doing, get more productive, but at the same time, the mind has to be happy with where we are while striving for, growing.
Yeah, growth is growth is something that I feel is when it is driven by contentment, then it is a positive growth. Then that growth actually brings abundance. But if a growth is driven by ego or desire, it could be name, fame, recognition, like what Baba mentioned in Sunday's earlier as well. Then that would be short-lived and would ultimately cause sorrow to the soul.
Right, right. Because then that will lead to like one desire getting met, but then more desires coming up.
Right, right.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you for clarifying.
Thank you. Thank you. So we thought to kind of just put some examples, when we are saying all these questions. So what would some of the examples be? So for example, when we say who is he to tell me this? Who is he to judge my capabilities? Who is he to lecture me? So these are some of the questions that can arise in the mind. When we say what, then what do they know about my conditions, parents, in-laws? What is the use of doing this or that? What has one achieved even after practicing meditation for so long? So all these are questions, and many times it can, just take the mental peace away. A single question, actually. And then why? Why me? Why has this happened to us? Why did God not save us from this? So all these are whys. Then when? When will I achieve this? When will I be able to get out of this problem? When will I become complete? When will the destruction happen? So all these are when questions, right? And it's important to realize, like, subtly we might have had or experienced, some of these questions. Where are my efforts taking me? Where am I wrong? So all these questions, ultimately make our thoughts, kind of spin in the wrong direction, and ultimately they lead to either uncertainty or doubt, and we tend to then or we begin to then doubt ourselves, like self-doubt, our own capabilities, or we begin to doubt others, we begin to doubt drama, and that's where it's like then Baba, meditation, all that seems very distant at that time, and the mind is kind of engrossed in these type of. So a few slogans earlier but that come to mind. One is, we were actually this Rajmohan Bhai, we were hearing from him, is he said right is right, wrong is also right. So if I'm seeing something wrong, if my first reaction on the first trigger is this question, this should not have happened, or this is wrong, then at that time I have to tell myself, looking at the larger perspective, I have to convince myself and be in that perspective. So nothing is wrong in this world, because whatever has happened in the drama has happened for a reason. So it is right. So just like in a movie, no scene is out of context. If I see it out of context is when I feel that it is wrong. Actually, every scene has a deeper a reasoning. And so in the same way, the drama of life is nothing wrong. Everything
Om Shanti. Is this me or everybody's Saurabhai's voice is disappearing?
Then another too much, is it better now, Kiran?
Yeah. So yeah, Kiran Ben. Saurabh bhai, I think he's driving, Kiran Ben. इसलिए शायद हो रहा है sir. Saurabh bhai, बीच में ना your voice was breaking up in between.
Oh really? अच्छा,
Oh,
अच्छा.
आप ड्राइव कर रहे हो? Okay, okay.
हाँ जी, Saurabh bhai.
Oh, sorry.
नहीं
लहरा रही थी.
अच्छा, अच्छा. No, please let me know. I'll try to maybe see. Yeah. But yeah, please do tell me if the voice is not clear. So then I'll try something else. So Baba often talks about Parchintan, Pardarshan, and that is also in a way connected to questions. And full stop is connected to Swadarshan, Swachintan. And so the practice really is to spend more and more time in Swachintan, Swadarshan, rather than Parchintan, Pardarshan, because that is what will create questions, more and more questions in my mind. And another aspect here is, about questions is getting too much task conscious leads to a questioning mindset. If I'm always thinking about a task, this task has to happen, rather than enjoying this moment, rather than enjoying the company of souls I'm playing my part with, or rather than just enjoying Baba's presence. If my focus is always on the task, then that also will lead to questions. Many times I've noticed, when we get task conscious, then even a little thing will make us more and more reactive. So we will start to question because we've already set our expectations that this task has to be done this way. It can only be done this way. And so getting too much engrossed in the task is a sign that I might, then go into a questioning mindset again. So if we look at the shape of a question mark, even it's like a hook. So a question mark is like a hook that binds me to drama, ultimately leading to uncertainty and doubt. So if I'm, too much conscious, about all this, looking at others, Parchintan, Pardarshan, and doubt, it's like a hook. The questions are like a hook, and just like it's like a fish is caught, in with the bait that is held through a hook. In the same way, a question will ultimately bind me into drama. So it won't allow the soul to actually, take the flight to Baba. It won't allow the soul to really go beyond. It will make the soul again and again come back into, into the drama world. And things that are happening here will feel more and more important, rather than, our world beyond, our home of silence. So it will feel like a struggle going home in meditation. And because a question has hooked my mind into the story. Is the voice okay? Yeah.
जी सौरभ भाई साफ है बिल्कुल.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Thank you.
coming okay. Thank you.
So a few more thoughts I'll just share briefly, and then we'll also like to hear from everyone else. And so this thought that when in doubt, zoom out. It's like the moment I feel, and I'm sure I have felt myself in question mode a lot of times, and I'm sure all of us may have experienced it sometimes. And so when in doubt, zoom out. It's like the moment I feel there is some doubt or there's some questions that are emerging, that is the time to really zoom out. And all these, the efforts, the purusha that we're doing, Ghar Jana Hai, ya Har Ghadi Antim Ghadi, whatever, it's basically trying to zoom out. Means I'm trying to see the larger picture, larger perspective. I'm trying to see everything in the eternal frame of reference, not just with respect to this little life or this little role. So zooming out is really important, for the soul to put a full stop. And then just like questions that bind me or hook me into the drama, there are these questions that we all know about, which form the foundation of Gyan. These very questions allow me to also come out of it and zoom out. And so, we all know, and Dadi Janki always used to say, right, who am I, मैं कौन, whose am I, where am I headed, मुझे अभी क्या करना है. So these are very simple questions, and we all know the answers, right? But to stay in that consciousness of being a soul belonging to Baba, Baba has sent me here for seva, and my next step is, accordingly, what is the next step I need to take right now in this moment. And so these questions allow me to also then ground my mind in eternity, in the truth. Right? And one more thought is like, it's okay to not be okay. Sometimes in spiritual life, we can easily become over ambitious and want to always feel that I need to be successful in every effort that I'm making. But the reality is that I'm just learning. I'm a student. I'm learning, and there will be days where things will not work, and there will be days when things won't go my way. And those are the days when I have to remind myself that it's okay not to be okay. There will be all kinds of situations, and we're all experienced with it. Um, it could be test papers from the body. It could be test papers from situations, from relations, from my past sanskars, anything. But in those times is when I have to tell myself it's okay to not be okay. To really see behind whatever is happening, and to see the larger perspective that everything is happening for a reason. One more thought that actually emerged a couple of days back was, just like we log out of our computer when our job is over, or we are when we are finishing off, going back to home, is we log out. In the same way, if I really feel that this whole story is just happening, in this three-dimensional world, a movie, and I, the soul, can easily log out. And it's like, just like we log in, we have a different name. It could be our ID, it could be, a nickname, and we know that it's just a name. That's not who we are. In the same way, as I am playing my role in this play of life with whatever name the character has taken up, that is also an alias. That's not who really I am. It's just a username in that way. So when I log out, it's like I'm logging out of this entire story behind this character. It's like I'm just logging out to go into the soul space, and completely turning off, switching off the role space. I'm logging out. Another aspect here is, when we ask questions, again, asking the questions is good, but I need to ask the right questions. And again, questions that allow me to grow spiritually, that allow me to, be more introverted are good. Just like Einstein said, if I had an hour to solve a problem and my life depended on it, I would use the first 55 minutes determining the proper questions to ask. And again, like, when Baba talks about churning or reflection, that's also about, asking questions. Meditation has a lot to do with asking questions, proper questions. And so in the same way, the more I kind of ask questions to myself, and that's what churning really means, is just to ask myself the right questions at the right time in the right way. So that also then allows me to come out of the questioning mindset. And again, it's like we say, imperfectly perfect. So whatever has happened, it may seem to be imperfect, but there is perfection behind it. So how to pick yourself up from rock bottom, create habits to love yourself, and learn to maintain a growth mindset. Spirituality is a journey. If we really feel that we are on a journey of perfection, then we are here for disappointment, because there is nothing which is absolutely perfect in that sense of from external point of view, or even because we know we are at the confluence age and we are transitioning, learning, growing at every moment. So we are by no means perfect. We are by no means like there yet, but within the imperfection lies the perfection. Within whatever we are, this lies this perfect plan or design of drama, and which is inspired by Baba, that allows us to, just stay on track. So basically, the more I feel, that everything is perfect, and I'm able to see the perfection behind what may seem to be imperfect, that's where the game lies. So if I'm dealing with someone and, and their sanskar is quite the opposite of my sanskar, then I have to really see the perfection that, that particular sanskar, that particular, instrument soul is helping me grow, in the other direction, is helping me, hone myself. And so I just need to just focus on my, myself, whatever I here to learn and grow from. It says God's wisdom is in seeing the bigger picture. And, when we say zooming out, it's like I begin to zoom out, zoom out, zoom out until I am able to see only Baba and no one else. And that's where I see the bigger picture. And that's where, God's wisdom lies. Means I'm able to see what Baba is seeing. I'm able to know what Baba knows. And in that moment is when I can easily see the perfection of everything. So that's essentially all this is, what we are practicing in meditation. It's like zooming out, seeing the larger perspective, and that's where Baba is available. And from there, from my home, then I look down at the story below. And then I see everything is for a reason, and everything is good. And then contentment comes and happiness comes and everything changes. And another thought here is zooming out is to see life as a Zoom call. And just like, this is a Zoom call. And the good thing about Zoom call is that we realize that it can end any minute. Network can get disconnected. I can, in the same way, life is very fragile. I realize that it's just a Zoom call, nothing to be taken very seriously. And at any moment, I can also leave the meeting. And I can, of course, rejoin, but leave the meeting. In the same way, if I feel that something is bothering me inside, that instant, let me leave. I have to leave now. So in a second, then I make the journey inwards. I put a full stop, go within, go beyond, be with Baba, spend time there. I've logged off. I've left the Zoom meeting. And then when the time is right, when I've been in my space, then I come back again when the time is right. So I again rejoin. So seeing the life in that way, it allows me to then, put a full stop. And then I'll just end with this slide here. It says, just simply keep drama small. Keep the story small. Don't, not to allow the weight or the burden of the story to burden my mind, to make it heavy so that it cannot fly. When I keep the story small, then the soul perspective stays natural within the consciousness. So yeah, those are a few thoughts that were emerging in the last few days. So I thought to share, and also like to open up to hear from everyone else. So Om Shanti, thank you. Love to listen to everyone. Om Shanti. Please feel free to share. Yeah.
Thank you, Saurabh. Very beautiful presentation and very beautiful message. And I really liked what you mentioned, Saurabh, about the asking the right questions, which is the meditation, and that is as long as we can keep the right questions in our awareness all the time, then the other things and the story becomes smaller, and we are able to live in our real identity. Thank you. Thank you, Saurabh.
Thank you.
Safe travel, and we'll see you soon.
Sure.
Om Shanti Sarabhai.
Shanti.
आई होप आप तो इतने सियाने समझदार हो और बाबा का हाथ है सिर पे, ड्राइव कर रहे थे कि कार खड़ी की हुई है?
हाँ, अभी मैंने खड़ी कर दी तो क्योंकि आवाज नहीं आती थी ना. I'm at a gas station.
आप न्यूयॉर्क जा रहे हो? पीस विलेज?
जी जी जी।
अच्छा, कब वापस आओगे?
संडे।
अच्छा। आज जो आपने कहा, आई मीन हम रिपीट ही करते हैं मोस्टली, ऐसे लग रहा है ये क्लास पहले भी हमने की है, पर आप जब भी कराते हो तो उस टाइम तो इट डिग इन द ब्रेन, बट फिर धीरे धीरे डिसअपियर होने लगती है। बट जो मेन पॉइंट्स जो हमेशा हमारे दिमाग में रहने चाहिए कि माया रावण वही क्रिएट करती है डाउट और क्वेश्चन हमारे माइंड में, और फिर हमारे देन जैसे डिग्रेड होने लगते हैं हमारी अपने आप ही, और हमें हमारे पास क्या है उसके लिए हम खुश हो रहे हैं, या जो हमारे पास नहीं है उसके लिए हम दुखी हो रहे हैं, या उसके पीछे भाग रहे हैं। जैसे आपने रेवल की कहानी सुनाई, तो है तो यही जैसे कहते हैं भेड़ चाल, बस भाग रहे हैं, मुझे ये चाहिए, चाहे वो पैसा है, चाहे फेम है, चाहे बाबा जैसे कहते हैं मोह हो, कामना भी हो, पर किस चीज के लिए। और आपने आज ये भी कहा कि क्वेश्चन, राइट क्वेश्चन पूछने, मतलब हमें ईगो हो तो ये कि मैं बाबा की हूँ, बाबा मुझे चाहते हैं और बाबा ने मुझे अपनाया है, हाउ बिग आई एम, मतलब कितनी शान होनी चाहिए मुझ में, हर टाइम प्राइड होनी चाहिए कि मुझे उसने चुना है। इस तरह के ये जो हो, और मतलब जैसे विकारों में कहते हैं मुझे छोड़ने हैं, पर गलत तरीके वाले छोड़ने हैं, जो सही है फोकस ऑन दैट के भी बाबा के लिए कामना रहे, और मोह भी रहे उसके लिए, और लालच भी रहे, ये सब टुवर्ड्स ज्ञान। एज ए सोल आई शुड रियली गो आफ्टर दैट। और जब बाबा कहते हैं, जैसे आज आपने कहा कि whenever there is doubt, zoom out, तभी पता लगेगा कि रियल पिक्चर क्या है। क्योंकि जब हम जूम इन करते हैं तो हम तो थोड़ा सा ही देख रहे हैं ना, बाकी सब इतना कुछ हो रहा है वो तो हमें नजर नहीं आ रहा। एंड इट्स सो राइट कि राइट इज राइट बट रॉन्ग इज आल्सो राइट, क्योंकि हम जब उनके पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखते हैं तभी हमें पता लगता है कि यस दे आर राइट। पर जब हम आधी पिक्चर देख रहे हैं तो हमें तो वो गलत लगती है, पर there's always other side of it, and wrong could be right, जो हमें wrong दिखता है। और वो दादी जानकी वाले तो 4 स्लोगन दैट हमें हमेशा अपने साथ बांध के रखने चाहिए कि who am I, where I am from, why I'm here and where I'm going. Yes, I am a soul. बाबा को बिलोंग करती हूँ और मैं यहाँ आई हूँ। बाबा ने मुझे अपना परिचय दिया, बाबा का और सोल का परिचय। तो दिस एंड आई एम गोइंग टुवर्ड्स टू अचीव दैट मोर एंड मोर। तो इसी पे ध्यान देना है। और इट्स सो राइट कि इट्स ओके टू बी इम्परफेक्ट, इट्स ओके टू बी, मतलब हम तो स्टूडेंट ही हैं, सीख ही रहे हैं। एवरी डे वी आर लर्निंग। सो दादी जी 104 साल के हो गए, तब भी वो यही कहते थे मैं तो सीख ही रही हूँ। तो हम तो अभी आए हैं, हम तो अभी सीख ही रहे हैं, तो पुरुषार्थ ही है हमारा तो अभी। थैंक यू सर, भाई ब्यूटीफुल क्लास, वेरी नाइस, थैंक यू। ओम शांति।
Thank you, Kiran. Appreciate. Thank you so much. Any other thoughts?
I have a question. Sort of this Nishya.
Hello, Nishpan. Yeah.
You mentioned about asking right questions.
Right.
What might be a right question to me might not be a right question to somebody else in their in the thought process, in the spiritual journey. I'm just wondering, how do you know that? I mean, how would you self-check that you're asking the right questions? Like, could you give some examples?
Right. No, very nice. So it's like something has happened. Let's say, it could be a simple situation. It could be maybe some misunderstanding leading to someone saying something bad to me, for example. And at that time, if I'm asking this question to myself, कि उन्होंने ऐसा क्यों कहा, उन्होंने नहीं they didn't understand, why they didn't understand, or why they have, blamed me or things like that. And that is leading into more and more expansion. But if I ask myself the question that, in this situation, what can I learn from this situation? Maybe I need to be, more clear, or maybe for next time I can learn this, or maybe I was, I did the best I could. And, maybe this, okay, which power is this situation asking me to work on? Maybe I need to work on the power to tolerate more. So let me then focus my energy towards increasing, enhancing the power to tolerate. So in this way, like asking that question allows me to then go within and asking question to the drama that why this has happened, and they shouldn't have said that, and how have they blamed me, or for example insulted. You can use that word, but asking in that way then allows that kind of depletes the energy of the soul.
Thank you. That helped.
Any other thoughts?
So how to deal with situation when you know it's nothing new, it happened before.
Right.
In previous cycle, it's going to happen again in the next cycle. Still that thing keeps bothering. So how to deal with that?
Yeah. So I think it's just that if situation is coming again and again, and ultimately, situations are just, as we all know, the papers for us to learn something and implement something. And, I just need to then focus on, that's what I'm, कि मुझे अभी क्या, like, what aspect of my, Purushartha I have to enhance so that I'm no longer bothered by this particular situation. So that is something like, like a self-reflection we need to do. The situation is coming again and again. Maybe I'm too comfortable. Maybe I don't even want to change myself. Maybe there's some sanskar within me that, is not able to come out of the comfort zone. Many times that also happens. Like even for me, I know there's some situations or some things that keep on. That's what Baba says. This journey of sanskar transformation is very subtle. But the good thing is situations keep coming to kind of tell us that we need to do some work. The situations are like people knocking on the door or indicating me abhi kuch aur kaam karna, abhi kuch aur kaam karna. So in that way, if situations are coming, it's good. And if many situations are coming, it means sometimes also means Baba says like if you are doing if you are passing the examinations, then situations and the intensity will also keep on increasing. So someone who has no situations, maybe they are not making enough efforts. Someone with a lot of situations may be making a lot of efforts. So that way also take it positive.
So is there any way to figure out whether like it's me, whether I'm making effort or not?
Yeah, I think we're all making effort. We're all making effort. Hey, it is given, we are all making effort. That is true. It is just that sometimes, we we've all sacrificed a lot. We're all on the spiritual journey. Sometimes it's also important to take things lightly and just, it's okay. Kuch bhi hua, to let's just zoom out and not focus on it too much. And let me just focus on what is really important. सिचुएशन आती है, थोड़ा सा सबक सिखाती है, पर उसको बहुत ज्यादा सोचने का भी आई फील इट्स नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट, उसको ज्यादा एनालाइज भी करने की जरूरत शायद नहीं भी है. Sometimes I feel that it's not important to analyze rather than just focus on my yoga, my Murli, that's it. Everything else will fall into place, and it's not. And as Dadi Janki used to say, right, it's all about which powers I need to invoke. If I know a situation and I can connect to the power, the associated power, just work on that power. And every power has its connected virtues and, Purusharth, and we all know about it. So, is that any other thoughts on that, Krishna?
Thank you, Bhaiji.
Yeah, okay. Any other thoughts? Anyone would like to add?
Everybody have a safe journey. कितने बजे
Thank you.
पहुंचोगे?
Yeah, thank
Om-
you.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Very
Guruji.
nice class.
Thank you.
मुझे
Baba.
एक पॉइंट बहुत अच्छा लगा.
जी.
Imperfection is first step of perfection.
हाँ,
है ना? Failure is the key to the success.
जी.
है ना? Fall first. So मतलब हम जब अनसक्सेस होते हैं तो उसमें भी लर्न करते हैं. वो
Right.
सक्सेस होने की सीढ़ी है. So very nice.
Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Yeah, Om Shanti, nice, Saurabh bhai. So I think, no matter what, you cannot undo the whatever has happened, but at least you can focus, or that is the only thing you can focus, like what next and what can, instead of focusing what went wrong, we should focus on what we can do better to heal ourselves. Because this is it's mind, body, and everything is our responsibility. First thing is our mind and our body, so we have to take care of it no matter what. Like no one else is going to take care of it, or no one can take care of it.
Absolutely.
Nice one, thank you. And then I like that you look at zoom out the zoom out immediately, zoom out, and then definitely not now, but at least after few years or few days or maybe whatever, after some time you would realize whatever has happened, that was good for me.
That's so true. That's so true. Yeah.
Yeah, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Happy and safe journey, Bhaiji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, family. Blessed day.
Thank you. Have a nice day, rest of the evening, everyone, and have a beautiful bhakti this weekend. I'll be in the subtle form, hopefully, and this happens to be actually, something related to Kumar's and Moini maybe had the thought, just to have a, day or so with Kumar. So that's where this sudden thing emerged in the drama. And so a few of us are, planning to be there at this village. And we'll be back someday evening. So, but to enjoy time with Baba.
Om Shanti. Have a nice day. Good day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great day.
Thank you. Thank you.